Hey everyone, it's no secret that AI tools are quickly becoming the new way to search online. So what does AI think your business does? Because, spoiler alert, whatever AI thinks you do, that's how you'll be shown to your potential customers. And if you haven't checked lately, you might be surprised. So let's go. In this video, we're going to show you exactly how to find out what AI thinks about your business and why that matters more than ever before. AI-generated search results are quickly becoming the default search experience for a high percentage of users. So if you're still showing up for something you used to do or not showing up at all, you could be losing customers without even knowing it. Google's new AI mode gives users a full AI-generated overview, essentially a report on what a company is, what it does, and how it compares to other companies in that space. But here's the thing, these overviews aren't just pulling from your website. They're pulling from everywhere across the web. So if you've rebranded, changed services, opened up new locations, or shifted your business model recently, but haven't updated how you're described across the internet, the AI doesn't know who you are now. It still thinks you're the old you. Let me give you a real example from our own business. Here at BKA Content, we used to primarily be a content writing service. In fact, from about 2009 to around 2020, we primarily wrote content for other digital marketing agencies. Today, we're a full-service digital marketing agency for small businesses and specialize in teaching small business owners and marketers how to do their own digital marketing and SEO. But when we recently got on Google's AI mode to see what it thinks of our business, the results were shocking. It looked like a business description from 2015 because, frankly, it was. When we got the AI report, we looked into the citations that were given. And guess what? Most of them were from business directories with outdated descriptions from 5 to 7 years ago. We weren't being judged by what we say on our own website, but what everyone else used to say about us. Finding this out allowed us to make some changes to better reflect who we are now so that we can be found when AI gives answers to potential customers in the future. So, how do you check what AI thinks you do? So the first thing we're going to do is head on over to Google. So here you're going to type in what does, enter your company name, do. For this example, we'll still put BKA Content since I did this earlier. And the first thing that comes up is the AI overview, where it gives kind of a brief synopsis of what you do. But what you're going to want to do is get into the deeper AI mode. And you'll find it over here next to all. It says AI mode, or you can say dive deeper in AI mode down here at the bottom of the overview. So we'll click here and we'll see what it brings up. And it didn't show it this time, but it usually says scanning 40, 50, 60 websites to get the information to give you this AI report. Once you're here, read through, make sure that it explains what you do well, the services that you offer, and also what sets you apart, what your value add is. It might also give some history of your company, how it came to be. And to be fair, I've already made some changes here, so it's not reflecting the same things that I talked about before. But you're going to want to go through this and look at it and make sure that this is correct. If it's incorrect, the next place to go is the citations, and you get to there by clicking on this little link button right here. This will show you the citations for how it provided this information in this section. So you can see right here, it's pulling from Google, interestingly, LinkedIn, our LinkedIn profile, and our About Us page. These are pretty good pages. If I read this really quick, it's probably correct. It still is giving a little bit more play to content driven, but that's okay. We do still have content driven marketing strategies at our agency, but this looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go down to the key services offered and kind of scan this, see what's here that is good or not. So there is one section, it talks about content development. We still do content development as a part of our digital marketing services, but we don't focus solely on content development. And anytime it lists out individual content types like articles, web pages, blog posts, press releases, product descriptions, this is coming from an old piece of content either on my website or on someone else's website that is telling people that I still do this. So if I click on the citations here, I want to find out where it is getting that information. So the first two are from my own website. So I have one potentially outdated blog, but here's another one. This comes from an old listing when we used to provide content writing projects for freelance writers. So that is swaying what AI thinks that my company does. And when I looked at this a couple weeks ago, there were many more. And I could see that it was pulling from a lot of the same sources, which was both good and bad. Bad if it was an outdated listing that I have no access to, but good if it was one that I did have access to, because when I went and changed those listings, it changed what the AI mode thought about me almost overnight. So my advice to small business owners and digital marketers would be to find out what Google AI mode thinks that your business does, find where it's citing those sources from, and then do everything that you can to go and change the information on those cited sources. When I first came on here, a lot of what was coming up were online business directories where you could go in and claim your business and then change the profile description. Most of those got back to me within 24 to 48 hours. I was able to go and make those changes, or immediately if I had the login credentials. There were a few others though that I'm still waiting to hear back from, hence why I'm still getting some content development type information that's coming up on this AI mode. But my advice to you would be to go and find those quick wins, especially those online directories that you have easy access to, and make sure it has an updated profile description of who you are and what you do. And as a side tip for local SEO, make sure that those descriptions also include the areas that you service. Where Google is putting so much weight on the actual description, not only are citations good because it has your address on there, online business directory citations are now great because you can make sure that your location is in your actual profile description. And there's proof that Google's going to give it a little bit more weight in its AI overview. And when it comes to the online business directories, you can go through manually one by one, but otherwise you might use a tool like SEMRush where you can update multiple citations at a time and try and just blast out your new profile information that way as well. Second, I found that a lot of the citations that were coming up were from old content on my own website. These were old blogs or old web pages that were no longer reflected in my main nav, but still existed on my website. And Google was pulling from that information to say that's what we do. So I went back into those pages, looked to see if they were ranking for any keywords or provided any value from a backlink perspective, and either adjusted the content to better fit what we do now, or I got rid of those pages altogether. My last tip would be to run this report multiple times. Every single time I ran that report of what does BKA content do, I got a slightly different report with slightly different citations. So if it were me, which it is, I would go back and do that 4 or 5 times and find all the recurring citations and then start there with my changes. And that's what we did. Like I said, within about 48 hours, it changed the overview of our site. And I feel more confident now that the AI overview understands a little bit better about what my company does and what it's going to show to my potential customers. So here's what to take away from this. What AI believes about your business influences what potential customers think that you do. And that AI belief is shaped by dozens of other websites, not just your own and not just your main pages. But you have the power to shape it by updating your brand and the places the AI is looking. We're in a new era of search, and online branding now means everywhere branding. The more places that you're found, the more mediums that you use, the better off your brand is going to be in the long run. So take 15 minutes this week and see what the AI thinks your business does. You might be surprised, but you'll definitely be glad that you did. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be notified when we put out other helpful content like this. I'll see you in the next video.